These are the SeaBell double-wheeled glass nipper. Now, these have been on the market for a little while, but this is the improved version. Now, what makes these so different? Well, it's these two rubber green rings here. In my opinion, they are a complete game changer. Because when I'm using these and I'm cutting glass, the actual rubber rings grab hold of the shard, and then when I release the handle, the shard drops down into a little pile underneath where I'm cutting. So I don't have this issue of the shards flying across the room because these rubber rings actually catch the majority of the shards, which could be seen also as a great safety feature. Now up on screen now is me cutting the roses for my gazing ball. Now the nippers I'm using in this particular video are actually the pre-release tool. The only difference being is that the colour of the handles have changed. The nippers themselves are identical. And as you can see, those shards being caught in the jaws of the nipper, and then they're dropping down into a little pile once I release them from the jaws of the nipper. So as you can see, it's an absolute game changer, and I really do love using these nippers. Now this glass nipper is very lightweight. It only weighs 260 grams. Now these numbered wheels are replaceable, and they are made from titanium tungsten carbide. Now this glass nipper also has a lever here, a 3-position lever, and at the moment it's set for 0. And that means that these wheels here do not have a lot of room between them. So if we put this we close that and we put it to number 1, these wheels open up a little bit more. Now if we put it to number 2, they open up quite wide. Now, when I'm using them for stained glass, I usually just keep it on number 1. And the advantage to this is that you don't have to have the handles open up really wide unless you really need them to be. Now, when I'm not using them, you can leave them or you can close them and put them onto 0. Now, they are very, very comfortable to use, but they are only for glass. Although they will cut other materials, they are designed specifically for glass, and only glass up to 8mm, so keep that in mind. Now they are suitable for left or right-handed people. I'm left-handed, and I find, as I said, these are very comfortable to use. Now what I've got here is, I've got some stained glass, and I'm just going to now, I'll put this to number 1, and I'm just going to cut a circle out. Just, as you can see, they hold the shards until you release the handles, and then the shard drops away. So just roughly cut out a circle. And I love how the shards do not fly across the room. As I say, those little rubber rings are an absolute game changer. And of course you can spend a lot more time on getting this circle right if you want, but that gives you an idea. I'm mainly demonstrating it to show you the shards. And of course, vitreous tiles. Look at that. Holds it, and then when you don't want it, you just let it go. And the same with this one here. Normally, when I'm cutting this, I would have to cup it to actually stop the shard from shooting across the room. Look at that. Perfect. So these are the SeaBell glass double-wheeled nippers. In my opinion, they're a great nipper, and with those rubber rings, they are a complete game changer.